So for our last line of stitching, I want you to do a decorative stitch of your choice. So this machine has lots of decorative stitches and you're going to find them up top here. All these different stitches up here are their different kinds. Some of them are used for specific purposes, others are just for decoration. I'd like you to choose from on this side, the green side. Don't worry about the red. It works the same way, but let's just choose out of these green ones. So normally this lever is on this bottom, this little green part tells you which one it's on. And if you pull this lever out and then move it and put it back in position, you can choose whichever one of these stitches you want. So up top here, it's really important that you understand this, and it's a little tricky, but you guys can get it. So these numbers on the side correspond with whichever one you're doing. So let's say we're doing this really fun wavy line on number 7. So I'm going to move this up to number 7. Okay. Now this machine, this little table up here tells me what I need to do to the machine to be able to get this wavy line. So I go up to number 7 and I look over. This tells me what foot I'm using. So this presser foot that we have down here, this is number 1. If any of these stitches tell you to change your presser foot, then you have to go get a different presser foot, you know, the number 5 or the number 2 or whatever. I'd like you to make sure to choose a decorative stitch that has foot number 1. So that's the foot, okay? This one, number 5, tells you where to set this gray stitch width indicator. So let's see, for number 7, it says to have it on number 5. So we're going to go ahead and move this all the way to number 5. Okay, so now we're ready to go on that one. This one tells you what stitch length to do. So number 7, so for number 7, if you look, it has a bunch of lines right there. It doesn't tell you a number. That means you can really adjust it to whatever number you want. So the smaller it's talking about this stitch length right here. So the smaller the number, you don't want to go to 0 because then it won't be very big at all. But the smaller the number, the smaller the stitches. The bigger number, the bigger the stitches. So it's going to allow you to choose. Some of these have specific ones they want you to do. So you're going to put the number, you know, that lever to wherever it wants. But this one you can choose. So I'm going to go ahead and do a regular stitch length at 2. So I've got it to number 5. I've got this to 7, 2. I've got to get my fabric ready and then we'll... Okay, I've lined up my last line. I've got everything set. I'm going to go ahead and put my needle down with my hand wheel into the fabric. And we're going to go ahead and... Don't worry about back stitching. I just want to see that you know how to do a decorative stitch, so we can see that this is doing a fun pattern. Just go all the way to the end. Don't worry about back stitching. Go ahead and lift that up with your needle. And there you go. Cut your threads. And go ahead and get your paper that you need to turn this in, and your stitch sampler is completed. Good job.